see you up there, up on the mezzanine. Let's go ahead and get this match started. It is time for Game 2 between SKMC and Star Tails Bomber. With Bomber saying Terran versus Protoss, far and away his most confident matchup, despite the fact that all Terrans have been saying, even on the forums to Blizzard, how can you abandon us in the late game with these units? No, Bomber doesn't even need to get to the late game. He is just so beastly.
Yeah, and you know, Bomber actually showing some phenomenal play there with the Ghost as well. A key unit that obviously helps very much in the late game of TVP. And you know, I still, Bomber being up one game, it's so, these guys both want it so bad. I will be shocked if we actually don't go all 7 games.
In the top left corner, the Obama Toss, who has gotten no USA wins and would love one here today. If you'd like to see that, give a cheer for SKMC.
And in the southeast position as the Red Terran, hoping that he can win here as a Red Bull sponsored player. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Startail Bomber.
I mean, Bomber, I can't emphasize enough how excited I am by this really cool 5 racks play. I mean, for any who didn't see his series against Squirtle or against MC in the group stages, it was a vicious early opening that just gives him such incredible unit numbers. And it's not just the 5 racks that he's doing, it's the optimization he was doing it with. And for once, Bomber is not going to be doing the early expand. Look at this, Marcus, a refinery opening.
Yeah, now he is going to send this SCV over. I think he's going to drop down the supply depot to prevent any sort of scouting from happening. I mean, I just think every Terran should be doing this. Denying that information, keeping your opponent guessing is certainly something that can play out quite well for you later on in the later game. And even early on, if you're trying to hide something or whatever, and this is exactly where this situation is going to happen. Does he immediately say, well, in the previous game, of course, my opponent did fast expand. It's very possible he's doing exactly the same thing here.
And again, there's that whole mind games thing that MC talks about. Oh, I saw Sase let me see the starport, so I assumed he would cancel and go robo. But if you're up against a Terran player, seeing a Terran player walled in, there are just not a lot of follow-up options for Terran that you can predict at that point. Literally, if he's walled in, the possibility set is everything.
Yeah, that's a lot of options to go over there as well. Now he's going to use his initial gas to throw down the reactor here on top of the racks, assuming that we're going to see a factory pop up next. So just waiting to get down, needs the right amount of gas, and there he goes ahead and throws it down. Meanwhile, on the other side, Psycor in the back, he's chronoing out this Stalker and is moving the first Zealot down to the bottom of the base. Already has that rallied way down to Bomber's front.
This is just such a clever build. Reactor first, and then following that up with a factory. Almost all players would go factory, then reactor, but notice how consistent this illusion is. You're going to get to my base, and you're going to see a bunker with 3 Marines. At this point, if you're in MC's shoes, you are saying he is either expanding or going for fast Banshee. Bomber is doing an incredible job of manipulating Bomber into thinking he's doing the wrong thing.
Very interesting as there they do load up and get inside. Meanwhile, the factory is going ahead and moving over. See the Stalker move up, but he's going to quickly retreat back. There has been a Nexus thrown down as a result from MC, and now we've got Hellions starting to pump out from Bomber.
Now this is kind of a huge all-in push in a lot of circumstances. It can have a nice follow-up. You can make it all-in by just adding on another Rax or 2, but this is just one of the most aggressive pushes that you can do against a Protoss player. The biggest concern is just keeping up with your depot production, because these units build so fast. MC is going to be caught completely off guard, and given that Bomber is up 1-0 in a best of 7, this is a brilliant play.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, I'm going to continue to see if Bomber is going to try to basically close any open doors for MC. He's definitely got to clear out the tower. He wants to hide this for as long as he possibly can. I'm expecting him to eject these Marines, and here we go. He's going to eject them, go clear it out without showing his entire hand, and then he can push forward free. Oh, maybe not.
There it is. He's going for it. When you see this mix as MC, you know you are in a lot of trouble. Where's the chrono boost on the warp gate? Oh, it's already done. He does have these 3 sentries down, but they are not going to be up for very long. We see all the Hellions have swept around, tried to pick that one Stalker off, and Bomber would love to be able to nibble up all of those sentries, but now Bomber moving up into the main. Nice force field. Gets at a good angle. MC spreading out. Bomber even bringing SCVs, but there are more Hellions coming up. Oh no, these Hellions getting completely stuck. This may have completely backfired as MC with the sick force fields to shut it down.
He's going to go up again, and there another force field backing them off, and these units are going to fall down for Bomber, while MC has some great retention, keeping the Zealot and those sentries alive. And now we've got the Marauders moving up. Is it going to be enough? Another warp in coming in here. One of the Marauders does go down, but that should be it. The damage has been done, and it was limited.
A good game! Bombers all in, thwarted with ease. And just like that, the series is tied up 1-1.
So let's talk a little bit about that. You know, I talked about perhaps we would see Bomber try to sort of stealthily move up the map and not allow his opponent to see that with the vision of the Xel'Naga Towers, but he did not care. He just kind of pushed forward. Do you think he should have just eliminated the probe? I mean, he wasn't going to lose much time, it seemed like, moving up to the top just by eliminating it and going, but...
I mean, even so, I don't think that at that point in time, it could have had that much influence to hide it. I mean, if you're in MC's shoes, you already have your 3 gateways up. The 3 sentries were already up as well. What I still want to give a lot of credit to Bomber for going for that play in that situation. Doing those risky builds helps keep your opponent defensive, on their feet, not just going, oh, okay, he's early expanding, time to relax, not going to get attacked for a little while. And just putting that in once in a best of 7, at most it's going to cost you 1 loss, and you still can get 3 more
right
before you get eliminated. So there's just such a relaxed position for Bomber, and MC now is always going to be a little bit, especially now that their next map is Entombed Valley.
Yeah, so we are going to be tied 1 game apiece. Moving on to Entombed Valley, and I agree with you. I think it's great to be able to mix things up a little bit, and that's exactly what Bomber had in mind. Of course, that's also the reason why he was just okay GGing out. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to do anything off of the 1 foot that he had left going, and that is going to be it. So Entombed Valley, there you can see on a PVT, it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, I think the big factor is, of course, going to be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal positions. All create some pretty interesting situations, but this map, of all maps, I think is most affording for the tank play.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Excellent move on this map. Can restrict that movement so well.